What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Pharaoh, World Class Hustler Edmondson again, back with another video. I'm gonna upload 2 of them today. Um, this video is going to be the overview and analysis, and kind of like a prediction of the Alabama and the Cincinnati game that's going to be played on December 31st, as well for the and they're like what's that bowl game? The Cotton Bowl. So the game starts at 3:30 for them, and of course Georgia and Michigan is for 7:30. That's a night game for us. The Alabama and the Cincinnati game is a very interesting it's a very interesting matchup, and the reason why I say that is because when you look at Bama's passing game, they're like one of the top 5 in the nation, and they just have a true stud in Jamison Williams, man. He's a legit top 15 draft pick in the first round in the NFL, to be honest. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup with him and how he pairs up with Cincinnati. I would assume or think Brian Robinson will be ready, prepared to play, even though he's been very banged up, and so is Trey Sanders. I know I knew at the last minute that Alabama was missing a whole lot of running backs with Jace McClellan and Wheaton. And I think it's another player. I think they had literally 3 running backs that went down for the season. I just didn't really pay attention because I was just more focused really on Brian Robinson. So hopefully people getting prepared that he'll kind of be more like hopefully 80%, because the defense well, I'm gonna go into it in the second segment. They just gonna really need him because of the defense that Cincinnati runs. I expect it to kind of be, I'm gonna be honest, I think this game is gonna be closer than expected. I don't suspect a blowout. It's just, I think it's going to be a very close game than people expected. Of course, Bryce Young, he's going to come out and do his thing. He's going to do whatever he can to get that ball into Jamison Williams' hand. Either they're going to run jet sweep, or he's going to take that joker and throw it 50 yards down the fucking line, man, like he did us in the fucking SEC championship game. And really, it was up to it was our fault for not adjusting, because, of course, the running back, he was, they were not 100%, so I don't know why they ran that soft zone. But then again, that was on my last video. I'm not going to reiterate it again on this one. Moving to Cincinnati side. Cincinnati is very unique this year. For one, they have majority of their seniors pretty much from players from last year who we played in the Peach Bowl back. They got I think 38 seniors. So, and majority of them, I believe, are in the are on defense. So you're dealing with veterans in the back group, especially in the secondary. I believe 2 of the cornerbacks are legit first and second round. Shout out to Janice Sports, because I said it in his comment section about that. One of them name is Kobe Bryant, not the actual basketball player, but Kobe. I think he spells it Cobe, Bryant. I believe he's a legit first rounder. He's one of the studs. Has the length, the speed, and everything else as a prototype cornerback, and I will say that he's probably going to be the one that's going to be paired with Jamison Williams. Yeah, I can see about that happening. I don't know. I think the defense that Cincinnati runs is a 3-3-5 as their personnel. Don't get me wrong. One time I think I seen was a 3.26 at one point again, because quiet as it's kept, and contrary to popular belief, Cincinnati leads in passing defense. They secondary does not give up big yards. So, and that's what Luke Fickell, the head coach, that's what that's his philosophy. Their run defense is trash, of course, because I think they give up like 120 on average yards an average for the rushing game. They'll let you get those rushing yards. They'll let you get those, 15, 20, even 40, 50-yard gains in rushing. But they not gonna, or they'll let you get those underneath pass, because if you remember, if anybody watched the Georgia and the Cincinnati game in the Peach Bowl last year, we mainly, even though JT had people say he didn't have a good game, he still threw for 392 yards, but that's because we had healthy Jermaine Burton, George Pickens, and Arian Smith, especially George Pickens. George Pickens tore that secondary apart. So we also was able to get a lot of pass underneath, like when you had Kendall Milton, especially when we came back to kick that field goal to lead the game, because that was a comeback game. We were down that game. We were not leading in that game, so they were giving us the business. So yeah, this year he changed it up to where he decided he's not going to give up those big yards anymore. So their secondary has been on point, and due to they have majority seniors, they're going to capitalize and try, if they run that defense. Now the only thing is that the individual that ran that defense was Arkansas, and they did get shredded to the point that then Bryce Young threw for like almost 550 something yards, some shit like that, and he got shredded. But like I said, I believe Cincinnati's secondary is way better than Arkansas, and they pretty much a step better than us. So I expect them to, have more like playmaking defensive backs back there. Even if but I wouldn't suggest them with Bama to run that 3-3-5. They'll be more trying to get a 5-man rush up there and just allow their playmaking defensive back, because they got the playmaking secondary to hold them off, especially since, and this is a blow to Alabama, John Mechie is out for the year due to the ACL. So that kind of like changed the game, with a lot of, and Luke Fickell does know that. So I think they're going to morally like try to target Jamison Williams, and they have the veteran secondary to do that. And shout out to Janice, because he was one of the few Alabama fans that spoke out about it, and he's very pragmatic about his views. So he's not one of your typical Alabama fan. Oh, we're gonna win, or we're gonna tear their ass apart, because they got them they got them as the point spread as 13-point favorites with Vegas. But I think it's going to be closer than that. And my thing is, they could do that. But Cincinnati, even though they in the AAC conference, a lot of your big-time playmakers in the NFL are out of that conference too. A lot of them, especially your wideouts. So, because that conference does nothing but explosive big plays. Houston, what's that? Memphis, University of Central Florida. So they're known for literally those are the schools that are known literally to be putting up like 40, 42, 43 points a game averages out there and shit, because they rarely play any like tough defense. It's nothing but straight like air raid type offense, Mike Leach type shit. So that's the offense that's is being predicated and known in the AAC conference. And Desmond Riddler is a or Desmond Ritter, I keep calling him Riddler, is a very solid quarterback. Of course, he's better than our Stetson Bennett, but he's a very solid QB. I think that this is going to be a very well matchup. I don't think it's going to be a blowout that people, think it's going to be. I think, Bama wins. They're going to come out with probably winning by 7, possibly 10 points. And if Cincinnati happen to do an upset and win, I think it'll be possibly they'll win by 3 or 4 points. Something like that. I'm expecting the score probably to be in the high 20s, early 30s, like 38, 20, 30, 30. Highest I would say 38, 31, 20, 30, 34, 28 kind of ish score. Round that kind of ballpark. I think the score will round up like, those two scores that I may name, which is pretty decent score, and it's very good because I think the over and under, I think it's probably, if I'm not, I gotta check back, I think it was at 58, something like that. But it's definitely going to be a very good game. Both teams have different strategies on how they're going to come at, how they're going to come at each other. I just hate that the fact that Alabama is running back, they're not 100% like where you want it to be, because if Cincinnati ends up running that 3-3-5 defense, Brian Robinson's going to shred the hell out of them in them yards. He probably going to end up having like 200 something rushing yards and some shit like that, man. If he's on 100%, even if he's not 100%, he would gain yards, but he's not going to have that thrust speed as I know seeing him, as I know him to do. So, yeah, this is going to be definitely an interesting matchup, but that's my take on it. I already did the prediction score, so I think most likely probably Alabama may come out ahead on this one. Because we may end up possibly seeing a rematch of two SEC juggernauts in the damn national championship. Because I really don't, even though people say Alabama and Michigan would be a dream matchup, and that's going to be very overwhelming because Michigan is literally right above Indiana. That's going to be a definitely home game for Michigan, and quiet as it's kept, it's a boatload of Michigan fans that live in Indiana. That Gary, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, what are some other towns down there? Marion, yeah, towns like that. It's a lot of Michigan fans that stays in Indiana, and I know that through my truck driving experience, driving through I-70 and I-65. So, but tell me what you guys think. What's you guys' prediction? How do you guys think how this game gonna go? And it's your boy Pharaoh. Peace out.